Hello, my subscribers and my viewers. I say good evening from here, and how are we all doing? I hope the day went well. Welcome to M Spatial, a Biafran agitating for Biafran freedom, talking about Nigeria, Africa in general, everything that will put my best continent on the platform of the best is what I discussed, or anything that will open the eyes of Africans on who they are. So this evening I say welcome to my new viewers and the new subscribers as we are in the season to end the year. May God continue to protect us. May God continue to see us through. That God that saw us through till this moment, irrespective of the bad baggages that came into this year since February. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, do me a favor to subscribe. It is free. Your subscription makes me to know that somebody is watching on my little contribution to make our world a better place. And when you also comment on what I deliberate, you are also bringing and making your own voice to be heard and contributing to also make our world a better place, not only for us, but for our children and for our children unborn. We all have the responsibilities to make this planet Earth a more safe and better place for our children to come. And you know what? We cannot do that without a platform of truth and honesty. And I ask, can we find truth in our societies today? Can we find truth in the media today? The people that are running the government and putting the news and the mainstream forefront news journalists, are they really operating on the platform of truth and honesty? Okay, you may wonder why I'm asking this question. But I'm asking this question because of the season we are in. You remember that? The pandemic, or the plandemic as I call it. You know, there have been very, very high and heavy, massive protests against the pandemic and the plandemic with its vaccination. You know, recently we are hearing that the vaccination is out, 90% safe, 95% safe. And before we started hearing this, we heard first that the first people that were tested this vaccination in London manifested to unknown sickness. Just immediately, that happened before the US election. Just immediately the US election results came out, we started hearing that the vaccination has become 95% safe, 90% safe. I don't know the truth. If you do, please let me know. But I'm here to ask a question. When we are working this year, we were taking tests, COVID tests, every 2 weeks. And anybody that shows the sign or had the virus, if you are with people in your car, that means if you are using your car to commune people, every other person in that car, whether they show the sign or not, will go on quarantine for 14 good days. And if you don't have it, you will continue working. And majority did not have this pandemic virus. But a handful of people also contacted it. So every 2 weeks they will run this test. People like me, to God be the glory, I never had it. And many of us, especially my African people, I remember when this pandemic came out the first time, one of my brother, I went to see him and we are talking about it. And he told me, look, this sickness is not African sickness. Just give me a break. And I asked him, what do you mean by that? He said, have you seen our people contacting it? Have we not been testing? And when I was working and they were testing, and to God be the glory, none of us had this virus. I remembered his words, and I give God all the glory. But why I'm making this video seriously is to ask, is this vaccination going to be by force? As we can see that Australian Airline were the first airline to come out and said that anybody that is not vaccinated will not go into their plane. That means you will not board Australian Airline. And immediately he said that the the umbrella body that is coordinating the whole airline in the world came out to tell the people that they shouldn't mind the Australian airline boards, that they are speaking faster than their shadows. And we all know that in every rumor, there is an atom of truth to it. Now, there is a protest in London, as they have already started shipping in the vaccination to London, and people are protesting that they don't want to be vaccinated. And I remembered that when they were doing this test to us when we are working, when they did 1, 2, the third one, they will tell you are already immune to it. If you don't have it on this third one, like people like me, you are never going to have it. Considering again that, yes, the many people, handful of people contacted the disease, as we all can see that now people are not just dying like the initial time. But the majority of the citizens of this planet Earth does not have this disease. And it's not the first pandemic that has ever happened, according to history. And in every pandemic, it is obvious, according to the medical experts, that at the end, everybody will have it, even those that are immune to it, but it will not be a sickness again to them. Rather, their immune system will fight back and everything will normalize. So, if all this, according to the experts, is how pandemic process works, why must this vaccination be made mandatory? Because it is good for us all to ask questions and to deliberate. That's why I ask, are we getting enough truth in our life today? Because all these protests that are going on against the vaccination, by force vaccination, the mainstream medias are not showing them. The Prime Minister, Boris in London, has come out to say that vaccination will not be made mandatory in London because it's not the way they do things. But we are waiting to see the end. Because when we started the quarantine, we were told 2 weeks, and from 2 weeks, another 2 weeks, and from another 2 weeks, another 2 weeks, from another 2 weeks, another 2 weeks, until we clocked 4 months inside the house, not even considering the innocent children. So, this video, I'm making it asking a question. If people that have been tested several times like me are now being told that we are immune to the virus, are we also going to be made mandatory to take the vaccination? Is vaccination not supposed to be a thing of choice? Especially as we all have right to our own life, at least, to our own life. Because if this vaccination should be made compulsory, that means I don't own my life again. Somebody somewhere owns me. Totality. That means somebody can sign a law that even when I'm seeing poison and I know it's poison, because they sign a law that I should open my mouth, I should open my mouth and I will swallow it and die. I don't know what you think. Let me know through the comments what you think about the vaccination. Mandatory vaccination or not mandatory vaccination? On which camp are you? And what do you think that they are coming up with? Thank you, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel, to turn on the notification bell when you do, and to comment, because your comment brings my deliberation to the final say. Together, we will make our universe a better place. Thank you and have a wonderful weekend.